Hey everyone, welcome into the Flippin' Hippos YouTube channel. I'm Star. If you're new here or you haven't yet, please consider subscribing and helping us feed a hungry hippo. And don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Today is September 2nd. It is Labor Day here in the United States. Happy Labor Day to everybody. Either you're taking some time off today or you're working hard. But either way, have a great holiday. Everybody stay safe. And we didn't have shipping this morning, so I took advantage of that and got some extra work done this morning. We had the zombie death flu last week, as most of you know. That's what I'm referring to it as, the zombie death flu. We were very sick for about 5 days. 3 of those were work days. So from like Friday night until late Wednesday night, Thursday morning. And so I have a lot of work to catch up on, so I'm not taking the holiday off. And got up at my usual time. We didn't have shipping this morning, so I took advantage of that and caught up on some of my banks and stuff on the back end, but I'm going to talk more about that later this week. Today, we're going to be looking at 2 weeks of sales for the same reason I just mentioned. I did not do a what sold video last week because I was busy lying in bed dying of the zombie death flu. So we're going to look at, actually, we're going to look at the whole entire last end of August. August 19th through the 31st is what we're looking at here. I've pulled out all the plush sales, so we're going to look at every single plush that sold, regardless of whether they're poop, bread and butter, or a bolo. But I did kind of focus more on highlights this week. You guys know I like to show you bread and butter brands that everyone can find when you're outsourcing, because that's the easiest way to build a business, is find items everybody can find everywhere all the time. And I do like to show you the highlights, but I try to refrain from just having a highlight reel because that's not attainable for everybody. And a lot of what folks show you in those highlight reels are things that are once in a lifetime finds or something they found in a wholesale lot that you're not going to find. I like to show you guys things you can go down to your local thrift store and find or pull out of a wholesale yourself. But this week, most of my really great sales on my bolos are things I think folks can find. So we're going to focus on those. And of course, I do try to not show you the bread and butters every week because they're the same and y'all are going to get bored, right? Maybe, I don't know. Like someone commented on a video I did last week, if you just wanted the highlight reels, you could go to our store. It is public and look. If you want the commentary, the teachable moments, my wonderful wit and humor, then you can watch my what sold videos. We're going to start with this elephant. Elephant? This is an elephant. He's an elevated elephant. An elephant. He's an MVP elephant. He's an MVP elephant. Boy, if only I edited videos. Let's try that again. MVP elephant. I've never heard of this brand. It came to me in a wholesale box. You can see he's, I took a best offer of $8.50 plus $5.50 shipping. So that's like a $14 all in. That's a lower end bread and butter. This is what his tag looks like. I mean, if you get this in a wholesale box, list it, anything from this brand. I don't mean this specific elephant. I'd pay $0.25, 50 cents for it if I found it at a yard sale. And you never know, some of the other animals might comp higher. That seems to be the case with a lot of brands of plush. Some of the larger ones or more realistic ones are going to comp a lot higher than a purple elephant that's not realistic, or there's no rhyme or reason. I've seen Gans Webkins is like the best example. I have seen some of those that sell for $8 and I've seen some that sell for $80. So do your due diligence and your research. I have a plush guide if you're interested that does all the research for you. It even comes with a chapter book that teaches you a lot about plush. And it's actually half off for the rest of the year. It's like $12.49. Links down below. All right, let's go to the next plush. Boop, 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 boop. I took $3.93 on this guy and $5.50 shipping. So he's a bear. I think he's Soft Dreams. I was going to say Greenbrier, but I was wrong. He's Soft Dreams. He's just a very generic Christmas bear that somebody probably got at a dollar store. He came in one of my wholesale boxes, and I went ahead and listed him. I just used really good keywords. You can see that I did not put his brand in the title When it's a very generic brand like that, I don't want it in the title. No one is searching for soft dreams. So Christmas teddy bear, candy cane, Santa hat, things like that. We have a vintage decor 70s koala bear. Just very quickly, I'm going to tell you how I do dates. If you've heard it before, I'm sorry you're hearing it again. But I always get new people, and I want to teach people what I know. So when you put 1979 or 1984, whatever your tag says in the title, you are narrowing that search down very specifically to that exact year. And from what I've learned at eBay events is that buyers aren't so specific. So if they want a toy or a video game from the 70s or the 80s or the 90s, that's how they're typing their search. Unless they're looking for this exact specific koala bear, which I doubt they are. So if you sell vintage clothing or plush or toys, generally speaking, buyers are looking by the decade. That's how they're going to type in their search query. So that's what you can have in your title. But then in your description is where you would put the actual year. Now, allegedly, eBay's search engine does not search both the title and the description. It searches your title to match you to a buyer's search query. But the Google bots that crawl your listing and put you on the Google searches and Poshmark and Macari's searches do look in your description. So this is how I was taught to do it at some eBay events. The decade, generally speaking, in the title, and the actual year down here, and that will help you in the searches. And it makes sense. If you're thinking like a buyer, even if I'm looking for this exact bear, I don't know that I'm going to type 1979. I'd probably put decor koala 70s because I like to do quick, succinct searches, and then I get more specific if I can't find what I'm looking for. So anywho, the guy, I'm assuming he's a male koala bear. I don't know. 1749. Almost said 1979. 1749 is what he sold for, plus $5.50 shipping. This little dude is only 1 year younger than yours truly. We are both very old. Here's a Care Bear by Basic Fun. So this is not a vintage Care Bear. Your vintage Care Bears are going to comp higher. And again, it depends on character. There are some obscure, harder to find Care Bears or some that were limited edition. You know which ones you want to look for are the vintage baby ones. I cannot remember their name right now. I've sold them so many times. But they're wearing a little diaper. There's a blue one and a pink one. So there's a boy and a girl. And they have little diapers on. Those, well, at least they used to comp pretty high the last time I sold one. But the vintage ones do comp higher. But still, Care Bears have a popularity. They have a following. And they're cute. And this is the bedtime bear. What I like to do with Care Bears, I usually put their name in the title. Just because that's how people will look for their Care Bears. They'll look for bedtime bear, grumpy bear, cheer bear, sunshine bear. And then I'll actually give a description of what's on their tummy. So if it was cheerberry, I would put rainbow. If I had room, I could put belly. Okay, next we have a vintage 90s Liberty toy, purple bulldog. You may have seen him in last week's Final Friday video. He's just a vintage plush. I've never heard of this brand either. That's a lot of the reason I like wholesale. My number one reason, obviously, I don't have to leave the house. I can get hundreds upon hundreds of items delivered directly to my door every week, every month, whatever speed I need it at or order it at. But I also like that I get new to me brands and I find things that I would never be able to find in the thrift stores in my area. So this is, again, 90s in the title, and then 1994 in the description off the tag here. And if you're new to reselling or you just don't know, vintage is anything that's 20 years or older. So you can use vintage as a keyword on anything from 2004 and older. Again, we're very old. Geez, 2004 is vintage. Okay, Levi's made crafted carved trouser jeans. These were also featured in the Final Friday video. I did take $40 on a best offer. for these, plus $8 shipping. These also came out of a ThredUp box. So a new to me brand, not a new to me brand, but a new to me line of Levi's. I had never seen the crafted carved trousers. I will have my eyeballs peeled for these from now on. Look for these guys. So this is a brand that most people would avoid. Blank NYC. Most people will tell you it is a poop brand. However, if you find it new with tags, snatch them up. I sold these for $31.99 plus $8 shipping. So $40 for this brand if it's new with tags. These also came in a ThredUp. And because they're new and white, they did not get washed. They got steam cleaned. So most of you know that Keith and I do wash all of the clothing that we thrift. Unless it's new with tags and Plush, we have a steamer that is touted to kill bed bugs, mites. Steaming is a way to sterilize items. So if you want to get a steamer, even just to get wrinkles out, if you're buying a steamer for that reason, still put your money in a really good one, a quality one that is going to sterilize items, that touts that it kills germs, mites, bed bugs, all that good stuff. Clean everything you can. I cannot recommend that highly enough. Wash everything you can. But if it's new with tags or Plush or anything like that, dry clean only, clearly you're not going to wash it. Also, you can cut tags off and wash items and then reattach them if you have a tag gun, which I do. But these were also white. And one time is all it took for us to learn. One time we had a ThredUp box that had a good amount, maybe 5 to 10 pairs of white. It was a lot of white jeans. And they turned blue, even washing them on cold water. The other jeans, the wash was just the wash of the denim, the blue was just too much. And they all came out tinted blue. So from now on, we said no more washing the white jeans. I will tell you this straight up. I don't like white clothes. I hate white clothes. I don't like them. I will not source them on purpose myself out of the thrift. When I see white in a box of ThredUp, I groan inwardly. My eyes roll up in my head because I know I'm going to have to steam them, number one. But number two, I'd say 75% of them go in the trash. White jeans are almost always stained or tinted from being washed or just grody looking. White clothes freak me out. But these actually looked really good. And they had their tags. I mean, you can see how nice and pristine white they are. So I steamed them and listed them, and I got $40 all in. It cost me $6 to ship. So, I mean, that's a pretty good profit on a brand most people would avoid. When I tell you the exemption to the rule of only look for specific brands is new with tags and plus size and graphics, I mean it. The most generic, even Walmart brands of clothing new with tags or plus size or something with really neat or interesting or bright graphics or pictures on it will sell for more money. Frame, this is a Bolo brand. These ones started their life at $35. So I had them up for $28 plus $8 shipping. And they were on sale. And I believe I had lowered the price by like 5% at some point. They still sold for $23.74 plus the $8 shipping. So over $31. And I usually start these at $35. So I'm okay with that for these. Frame, I used to start around $60 a couple of years ago. I'm sure you all know where I'm going with this because it is not a what sold video with me if I don't at least briefly step up on the soapbox. Stop racing to the bottom. There is no need. List items at what they're worth and run sales and do offers. If you want to sell your frame jeans for $10, do it. But put them up for $35 and run a sale or send an offer. But don't list them for $10 so that every Tom, Dick, and Harry that comes in after you tries to list them below you, and new people who don't know better think that they're a $10 pair of jeans because they're not. I'll get off the soapbox, but still look for frames. Here's another Bolo brand. Kind of disappointed in these two anymore. I used to sell the men's rock revivals for $70 and the women's for $60. Oh my God, what have you guys done by racing to the bottom? You ruined the market. Anyway, these I accepted a best offer of $30 plus the 8 shipping, so $38. These should really be worth a lot more, but they're not. People ruined it. And you know, people say it's oversaturation. It's things, you know, fall out of popularity, and I don't buy it. I don't buy it. I play World of Warcraft. I've seen what happened to the auction house on that video game, and it's exactly what I just said. If these are $60 jeans, and oops, I don't know what I just said, but and Barbara comes in after me and puts hers up for $55, and then Tom comes in and puts his up for $50. And then Karen comes in and puts hers up for $45. And then David, you know, it just keeps going. Everybody just comes in after the last person and goes $5 below. People keep doing that. That is the race to the bottom. In addition, you have the unfortunate fact of new sellers coming to eBay all the time who look at the comps, who maybe are just learning and aren't familiar. Like me, when I first started, I didn't know anything about clothing or brands. I was #fashion dumb. And so I learned from looking at the comps and seeing what things sold for. So if I would have seen Rock Revivals up for $20, I would have believed it if enough people had them up for that price, which they will if everybody keeps racing to the bottom. So stop it. Okay, let's go on with this necklace. This is just beaded plastic, gray, black and white, like faceted beads. Just a piece of plastic beads, costume jewelry that I put beaded rope, necklace, black, white, artisan, evening. Now that I've learned jewelry a little bit more since listing, this is one of my first couple of months this went up when I was learning jewelry. Now I can tell you. Also, I use List Perfectly's listing assistant, which is their AI that takes the first 6 pictures and creates a title and a description and a listing for you. I use that, so I'm also learning better keywords and in what order to put them in. So I would honestly put elegant maybe at the front of this and say like elegant beaded rope necklace, or elegant artisan even up front, beaded rope necklace, classic evening fashion jewelry maybe. But we all learn as we go. So that's why I always tell folks it is kind of important once in a while to delist and relist a couple items. Don't just end them and put them back in. In them, eyeball them. Have I learned how to write a better title since I put this up? Can I rework it? Can I just change 2 or 3 words around and make it a little bit different? Can I crop in closer on the photos? Can I brighten the photo? Can I do something to the photos to make them look better? Can I do something to the title to make it better? What can I do with the description? Can I lower the price? Can I raise the price? Maybe I should recomp it. Especially with Plush. Those things fall in and out of popularity all the time as new movies and new characters become popular and new shows happen. Clothing's the same. So sometimes you want to raise the price or lower it. If you have an item that's specific to an upcoming holiday, you can raise the price. If a movie's coming out and you have something that correlates to it, raise the price. So it is important to go back through your listings, delist and relist, and just also keep an eye on them. Like you don't even have to delist them, but we have like 5,000 something active listings. So I check around the holidays and I just delist, relist sometimes. And I learn as I go, and every listing I do gets better. I sold this for $12.54 plus 5 shipping. This is a vintage boho bronze brass circle pendant necklace. Now that's a better title. This one actually sold before it could go on sale. So I set my sales up to grab new items, but sometimes they sell quickly enough that they don't go on sale and they get the higher price, which is fine with me. So I got $18.74 plus 5 shipping for this. It is just a really nice brass circle pendant with 3 circles in there on a nice leather rope. And we have this wooden black and green chunky bead multi-strand statement necklace. It's got some gemstones in there. I wanted $25 for this, so I listed it for $31.24. So when it went on sale, it would sell for $25. I got an offer of 20. I took it because once it was on the sale at 25, 20 is probably my low end on an offer, and I want to sell things. So I sold it. Levi's, I took a best offer of 15 on these plus the 8 shipping. So that still makes them $23 all in. Men's 514s should be around 20 to 25 all in. However you want to do it, 25 free ship, 25 free ship, already said that. 25 ship, however you want to break it down. Then you run sales and do offers, and you might get a little bit less than that. But these 514s should start around 25. Unless you have a big size or button fly or something special, then you want to add a couple bucks. And then we have these men's Wranglers, another brand that I always say right around 25 for men's. So these are right in that area with the sale and everything. I like Wranglers for men. Women's Wranglers, if they come in a spread up, I'll go ahead and list them, but I don't source them on purpose. But I will go into the thrifts on 99-cent day and look for men's Wranglers. They sell pretty quickly. They have a fast sell-through rate, a real good return on investment. I don't pay more than like $2 for them, though. And then last but not least, I have these camo pants. These always sell well right around this time of year. Would I buy them all year long? Yes. Do I get excited when I see them for 99 cents? Yes. Do I love getting them in thread-ups? Oh my gosh, yes. But these hunting pants, whether you can find Cabela's, which will sell for more than this. Cabela's will sell for about 30. There's a lot of different brands out there that'll sell for a little bit more. But Redhead's an okay brand. I'm trying to find it to show it to you. It has a little duck on it. These are also 3XL. So they sold for 20 plus the 8 shipping. That's $28. And they were 50% off. So they're a little older. So they've been sitting around for a while. You can start these a little bit higher. That race to the bottom, though. A lot of my stuff is going at 50% off because I've seen that they're selling for cheaper. But you can see I didn't lower my price. I kept it at what I felt was the market value, at least when I originally listed them. I'm just running a sale. And hopefully when new sellers see that, or seasoned sellers see that in the comps, they can see that this was a sale and they should be listed at 40, but you never know. So the camo pants, like I said, they usually start selling around this time of year. I could be wrong. Someone tell me in the comments. I think in the fall is when people start hunting and camping and stuff, right? For deer or whatever. I don't know. I don't even barely know what the outside is. So anyway, these are our sales from the last 2 weeks, or the highlights. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns about anything I said or showed or talked about, or reselling in general, let me know. And join our Facebook group, Flippin Hippos Reseller Pod. Go be productive. Go make some money. And thanks for watching, guys. Y'all are the best. Bye.